In this section here, we're going to work backwards from the mean to find a value in a list, an unknown value in a list. So let's say we're given a few numbers and then we have a mystery number and we're given the mean and we need to figure out what the mystery number is. So here's an example. 4 students took a test with the following scores: 68, 92, 88, and 81. A 5th student is making up the test today. If the class is going to get an average of 81.4, what score must this student get? Now the way we find averages, we add all the numbers together and divide by how many we have. So if we had these 4 numbers, we would add these 4 numbers together and divide by 4. But now we're going to take these 4 numbers here, 68, 92, and we don't need to have them in any particular order, 88, and then 81, and we're also going to add in a mystery number, which we usually call x. We're going to divide this all by, well, we now have 5 values, so we're going to divide it by 5 to find the average. And the average is supposed to be 81.4. 81.4. So when we have something like this, we just need to simplify it and solve it. Since these 4 numbers here are being added together on top, we can actually go ahead and add those in our calculator. So let's type it in. We have 68 plus 92 plus 88 plus 81. And we get 329. So I'm going to write up here, and I'll type it to be a little nicer, 329 plus x, and that's all going to be over 5 equal to 81.4. To continue solving for x, we know we need to get this side of the equation out of its fraction, and the way that we free things from a fraction is multiplying by the denominator on both sides. So if we take that whole thing and multiply it by its denominator by 5, kind of like when we did rational expressions, multiply this side by 5, we get 329 plus x. I'm going to write it right here. 329 plus x is equal to whatever 81.4 times 5 is. 81.4 times 5. That's going to be 407. So it equals 407. And in our last step, to get x by itself, we would subtract 329 from both sides. So let's subtract 329 from both sides, and we would get 78 for x. So x equals 78. That's our unknown value. That's the score that this student has to get for the class average to be 81.4. I'll move that over here. Next one, a student took 3 tests with scores of 83, 91, and 76, and she wants her average to be at least 87. What is she going to need to get on her next test to do that? We're going to take the same approach as we did before. We're going to add up those 3 tests, 83 plus 91 plus 76, but we're also going to add in that mystery test, that test she didn't take yet. Take all of those and divide it by the number of tests that we now have. So instead of having 3, we now have 4. And that's going to average out to 87. To simplify, we multiply both sides by something that we need to get rid of that fraction. So by 4, by 4, and on this side, the 4's are going to cancel each other out. And up top here we have that 83 plus 91 plus 76 that we can simplify down to 250. So over here on this side we have 250 plus x equals to, on this side we have 87 times 4. 87 times 4 It's going to be 348. And now we need to get x all by itself. So we got to take away the 250 from both sides. So take away the 250 from both sides. And we're left with 98. So x is equal to 98. And that is what she's going to need on her next score to get that average up to an 87. So she better be studying pretty hard.